Now, can we kind of talk, and you were talking about failure and how important the failure is to your business.
Well, if you're not going to be any good at failure, getting over yourself, getting over it, and moving on, you're not going to be in business very long. It's in my book, it's the number one trait that anyone who's building a business must have in spades. And it's not always natural to people. You can learn it. I had to learn it, certainly, by falling on my head enough times. But I now realize, looking back at everything good that happened in my life, everything good happened on the heels of failure. So I'm pretty good at taking a hit and keep on ticking, as they say.
Yeah.
And so I, of course, was happy to share that with everybody inside.
Yeah, and for those that didn't know this, now it was Shark Tank. You're on the show Shark Tank.
Yes, I love that show.
And you were telling about the story that you had signed this contract.
Yes.
And then something happened where they had another person for the show.
Well, of course, yes. I was really excited when I was asked to be on Shark Tank. I thought, wow, this is right up my alley. This I'm going to be good at. I could really do this show. And so I signed the contract with the production company, Mark Burnett Productions, without even reading it. I just, who cares what it says? I'm signing it. But of course, I got a sad phone call saying they had decided on someone else. But I signed the contract, I said. But they said, but they didn't, which I forgot about that little piece. And so, of course, I thought that this dream about going to Hollywood and doing my first big TV show, which I was so excited about, I could taste it. And I bought 2 new outfits to wear in Hollywood by the by. But of course, they told me the sad news they had picked another woman for the one lone seat that they were delegating to the female of the show, the token female. And so I sat down and wrote an email telling them I appreciated being considered as a fallback, which is what they said. But I was much more accustomed to coming in first. And I told them that I considered their rejection my lucky charm, because everything good in my life happened on the heels of rejection. I cited a number of what seemed to be endings that weren't endings for me, and that I came back from the dead on. And I asked that I be invited out to compete for that seat that they were going to give to the one lone female. And they agreed. And I competed and won the seat, and lucky for that, because I've had 7 fabulous years on that show, enjoying every minute of it.
Well, another thing that she talked about was building a successful...
You give me the speech. You're going to give me the speech. Okay.
About the successful sales, building a successful sales team. Now, what are some of the things that you would want them to know about building a successful sales team?
Well, you know, salespeople are different than everybody else. What they really is they're entrepreneurs. They're very independent-minded souls. They're not workhorses, they're racehorses. If you think you're going to manage a salesperson and control them, you shouldn't be managing salespeople. What you have to do with salespeople is you have to fuel them. You have to give them everything they want. You have to spoil them rotten, because they have the kind of personality that needs to be spoiled. They need to feel like you believe in them. They could do whatever they want, that you'll know they're going to be terrific and bring in the big deals. But deep inside, every great salesperson is insecure. I know, I'm one of them. I'm a great salesman, but I'm terribly insecure. And so if you can spot the insecure people who have dreams of grandeur and are willing to work their buns off to get there, you could really build a powerful team of salespeople, as I did, and that's how I made my first fortune, by building a team of incredible 1,000 salespeople. And I sold it after I finished building it, and it could not have happened if I didn't have my head on straight as to what I was looking for. I was looking for the racehorse, not the workhorse.
And what are some of the things when you're talking about spoiling them? What types of things do you give?
You know, you get, first of all, it's a headset. I firmly understood that I was working for my salespeople. They weren't working for me. So that approach makes you easily figure out how you're going to sell them. Can I hire you more help? What do you need help with? Could I do more advertising? You have a beautiful outfit on today. Would you like me to go shopping with you? I did anything. You look a little stressed. Could I get you a massage? I was like actually a manservant for my salespeople. But as a result of that, they knew I loved them more than I loved me. And as a result, they loved me back. And so when you are selfless, I know it doesn't sound like cool business stuff, but that's what I've lived, so it's all I know. But I know if you're selfless and treat your salespeople as though they're your spoiled children, you'll do anything for them. They do reward you with sales. And what does every business need more than anything else? Sales. Keep the money coming in. And so it's a very good formula for making sure that things work out as they should.
Mm-hmm. Now, you were also talking about when you get the wrong people. What was your philosophy about doing it with the wrong
There's nothing
people?
wrong about any person. It's not like some people are wrong and some people are right, except in marriage. I know I'm always right, my husband's always wrong, but that's the exception. I'm talking about hiring people for sales who are in the wrong job. They don't have the capacity to be an independent, commission-only salesperson. You have to be wired much like I was just saying to you, all right? They're more like very solid, hard-working people, but they're not high-strung and they don't have that hunger thing, nor do they have the ability to get over rejection, and sales is all about rejection. You get 100 no's for every one yes, you know? And so when I had those people, which I had so many of, I hired them. I thought maybe they'd be good. They seem like they have a great personality. They really want to do it. But then in short order, you find out very few people succeed in sales. So I had a system for letting those people go on to their next career, would be a nice way of putting it, or a bad way of putting it is firing people. And so I simply rank my salespeople in descending orders with a red line against the bottom 25%. And we worked like crazy for first 3 months and another 3 months to do everything in our power to make them have a sale so that they could stay with the company. But when they didn't, anyone who fell below that red line was given notice that they had to leave. And if not for that consistent firing system, my very talented and high recruiting, high energy, loving managers that were also parents in their own offices could have never fired people. If you're good at loving people and recruiting people and training people, you're never good at firing them. It takes an opposite skill set. So I provided that skill set with my red line quarterly statement ranking the people that just were not going to make it in the business.
Well, you also talked about having fun and how important that is. Now, what kinds of things do you do at your office?
Well, I did a ringer of my dad's fun. He used to take his 10 kids, stick us on a wooden ladder, shove us down the side yard and into oncoming traffic over the retaining wall. He was a nut job, my father, but we had the most fun of any family in town. And so I do the same thing I did the same thing building the Corcoran Group. We had bizarre fun, costume parties. You had to dress out of character. I'm not just talking like dress in pink. I'm talking about dress as nuns, because we had a lot of Catholics in that part of town. We would dress in 1950s, dress in pajamas, great hit. Cross-dress, which the straight men didn't want to do, but they did it because they wanted to come to the party. And you weren't allowed in unless you were in the costume. And so we had parties galore. We had manicures, pedicures, shoe shine guys. We went out drinking. We had meetings under conference room tables to shake your head around because it was so stupid sitting under a table having a meeting. We had anything that could shake it up that made people laugh. And when you have people laughing, you build great camaraderie. And when you have great camaraderie, you don't have a retention problem with your employees. Everybody wants to hang around you. Yeah.
Do you have any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts, the people here at the Engage conference, hugely optimistic people, predominantly women, a lot of gay guys, some straight guys, I guess, I don't know. But anyway, hugely optimistic people. I don't think there's a miserable person in the crowd. I want what they're having, as they say in that famous movie.